back once again. Now this video, if you couldn't tell from the outro, is going to be a bit special. So, this one is going to be more a listening experience podcast type deal. I've been telling you about our D&D adventures, so it's time for you to actually hear about them firsthand. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap because I didn't start recording the sessions until session 3. So, we start out with a half-elf, half-human named Shadow, an elf monk named Midnight, and my character, Scarlet, a wood elf of the fighter class, coming to a small port town. Now, as we're investigating this small port town, we realize that a well has been frozen over. So, we go to investigate, take out the monsters that are freezing over the well, and go and collect our reward. Then, we head to a ship where our teammate Shadow's uncle Picareep lives, and Picareep is a mouse-like musketeer that is like 3 feet long. So we set sail on his ship, and this is where our story begins. Let's get into it.
So you come back to the ship, and as you're walking up, you see the centaur followed by two kind of weird-looking things. One of them is wearing a teapot on his head. And then another creature behind him is this kind of humanoid creature with large wings coming from his back. Nick, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Sir Bartholomew James the 76th. Cacaw.
Waves.
You gotta be joking.
Do you find my name?
Oh, come on! You give me shit because I have 4 legs, and now you give my friend shit because he's the 76 in his line? I'm telling you, be careful of this one. This one is just fucking rude all the time. He came into the tavern and he was giving me crap because I had 4 legs. Why, are you jealous?
No, I wasn't.
You're jealous because I have my giant horse PV.
I'm jealous.
He's a bit hard-headed, don't mind my friend.
Are you damn straight?
I'm Scarlet.
Let's get on board.
Bartholomew.
Greetings.
Let's get on board. The captain is waiting. And then the centaur goes up the ramp.
My character shows no dislike or interest. So far, you're there.
My character shows dislike towards Angel.
As you're walking up the ramp, you see a bronze mouse kind of scurry up and onto the deck. As you get on top of the deck, the mouse captain, who's only 1.5 feet tall, is starting to get you guys to kind of center up into a big group, and he starts giving a speech. Alright everybody, here's the deal. We are setting sail for England. Everyone gets an even split of the shares that these 3 passengers are giving us as we go forward. So let's go ahead and start lowering the sails, and let's set sail. Then everybody goes, yeah! And then the crew starts going to their designated areas to do their stuff.
How long is it going to take us to get to Neverwinter Picareep?
As they raise the anchor and the ship starts sailing out of the harbor, Picareep goes, well, it's going to take maybe a week. It's going to take us a while to get there, but I'll be sure that we get there in one piece. You can count on me. And then he winks at you.
Well, it's good to know I can on this brave mouse.
Set sail.
Night to start sweeping the ship, looking for dangers.
So you're investigating. You don't see any, dangers at all. You're looking out in the ocean. You don't see anything creeping up. But you notice that little mouse again, kind of sniffing around the cargo and the different crates. Nick, what would you like to do as we are setting sail?
Report for duty.
The captain looks at you and he goes, Bartholomew! The bird's nest! Give me your bird's eye view.
Hi, my lord.
Alright, so then he's gonna fly up here. He's now in the crow's nest. Angel, what would you like to do?
Do nothing.
Worthless.
Angel sits around doing nothing.
I am not fond of this one.
Scarlet, how would you like to do? What would you like to do?
Since the ship is such a mess, I figured I'd tidy it up a bit.
And Scarlet takes a nearby broom and she starts sweeping the deck and just keeping things nice and orderly. Back to you, Taylor. How would you like to proceed?
I guess I'll have a closer look at the crates.
So you go over to the crates. As you approach the crates, Picareep kind of looks at you like, hey, what are you doing near my cargo?
Kind of looks nervous and points at the crates and trying to convey that he wants to check it.
And those are our spoils from our many adventures as well as different supplies. You don't need to see anything in those chests. You're paying me to give you passage across the sea, not go through my loot.
I come over overhearing the conversation. I think he saw something go into the crates is what he means.
Something in the crates?
Yes, that's what he said.
As you say this, the little bronze mouse leaps out and scurries to the front of the ship, and then transforms into a bronze dragon.
What the fuck?
Immediately,
me
Midnight
too.
goes to
And
stand in front of Scarlet.
okay, Midnight goes to stand in front of Scarlet. The dragon raises its legs, its front legs, and goes, "Do not worry, I come in peace. I was just curious on what was in those crates, and my dragon nose tells me it's a little bit of treasure."
I carefully approach the dragon.
Midnight follows Scarlet. Keep her safe.
I follow up on with them.
So the dragon just shows you, he's like, "Please be calm. I saw that you had some treasure. I wanted to know if you were willing to trade."
I'm staring at the dragon in wonder. How do we know we could trust you?
Because I haven't eaten you.
And what would you do for us if we let you look at our treasures?
Well, I mean, I would like to have your treasures, but if you'd like me to, if you've got enough rope, I can pull you guys across the ocean a little ways before we hit a major city and save you guys time. I want what's in that chest.
Well, that's not up to me. We'd have to talk to the captain about that.
As you say that, the mouse comes up to you, and he kind of hops on your shoulder. He looks at the dragon. He's like, "I'm not giving you any of my treasure.
Pickery, calm down.
I worked hard for that. Do you know how many undead people I had to kill for that?"
He could save us so much resources in travel, food, everything would be halved with his help.
But I need to get those stones of praise.
Sir Bartholomew agrees with the small woman.
I am agreeing with my uncle. He works hard for it.
The mouse just looks at the bird person like, "Are you gonna test me right now, boy?"
Bartholomew is probably not the best. My father picked fights with my uncle, and he got his shit kicked. Like when
The mouse just gives you a solid fist bump.
Pickery, please hear me out here. Think of all the resources he could save you. I mean, we're gonna be on this boat for 2 weeks without his help. Or a week.
1 week.
That's still a lot of resources to feed not only us, yourself, but also your crew.
Nobody ever listens to the mouse. Megorian turns to the rat. He's like, "Are you going to really argue with the dragon?" Wish I fought a dragon.
I mean, we can dispose of him.
We are not killing the dragon.
We definitely are not killing the dragon.
Do you think you could dispose of me? As he leans forward and gets in Angel's face, this massive bronze head.
Can we offer the small human to the dragon?
Look, can't we all be civil here? The dragon is offering us help for a little bit of treasure.
I mean, from my perspective, says the dragon, you guys are being more civil than other people. Usually people are immediately shooting at me with their arrows or flintlocks. You'd be surprised on how many people just attack me on sight. Kind of rude.
I mean, you're a giant dragon. How do you expect?
Yeah, and you're an elf. You think that just because you're an elf, I should go and eat elves? Because why
Hey,
not?
If you're hungry.
I'm telling him. He says again. I'm telling you, that man is a racist. The dragon's head comes forward and goes over to me as character and kind of is like, "Is he actually?"
Not very bright when it comes to social interactions. He's a bit hot-headed and doesn't think before.
Oh no, you're right to my ass. No,
Midnight
he doesn't
nods in
like
agreement.
Hey, come down here. Have a word with me. What do you want to tell me?
Can we offer him the elf and half the gold?
He's my nephew.
Did I stutter?
Are you the captain?
You keep half your gold.
The money is so sweet. But he's my nephew. My friend would never forgive me for this. How about this? Let's put it towards a vote. Give the dragon some of the treasure so he can pull us across the ocean. Or do none of it, and then you can just go away. As he gestures towards the dragon as he says that last sentence.
Well, I think we should take the dragons, but we're not giving him our teammates.
So I would say give him some of the treasure so he doesn't think I'm a racist.
Too late.
Copycat's Mia agrees with her.
Fine, the majority have it. We'll split the treasure, but you gotta get us closer. You need to get us within 1 day, within Neverwinter. The crew goes and fashions the ropes, and then the dragon takes the ship, and they all sail to Neverwinter.
So when we get to
What would you?
Neverwinter, I'm still staring at the dragon, just watching him fly. Mesmerized.
And then Taylor, what would you like to do?
Stay by Scarlet.
I was gonna say that too.
Get the frick.
Nick, what would you like to do?
Ask Pikareep to scout ahead.
Pikareep says yes. So then, you fly with the dragon. You guys are flying. He's pulling you over the next 3 days, making good time. You see the coastline of Faerun approaching, and the dragon slows down and comes back to the ship. And he says, alright, I want my ocean. And then he bumps into Nick, and Nick crashes into the water. They both fly back, and he asks, okay, let's split the treasure. Pikareep comes up, and he takes the treasure, and he shows it off. And in the chest are 3 gemstones, one of them a translucent brown with a gold center, an opaque black one, and then an opaque light pink gem, along with a jar with a leather kind of opening, kind of like a jam, with a little red thingy in front of it, as well as a potion. The dragon says, I want the stones. And then Pikareep looks at you, the crew. How do you want to do this? You okay with giving him the stones?
I'm fine with giving him the stones. He did pull us all this way.
It's up to Scarlet.
Agreed. I would
And I
like to
can't talk.
avoid conflict with a flying dragon.
Me as well. Plush dragons.
Okey-dokey.
Awesome.
Scarlet takes the gems out of the chest, puts them in the palm of the dragon's hand. He looks at her, says, thank you. And then he jumps up and flies away.
Oh, he won't stay with us?
Scarlet, what do you want, a pet dragon?
Pikareep comes up to you and he's like, alright, listen. I'm willing to give you guys the rest of the treasure. You can divvy up however you want it. But he goes up to Mia and he hands her the little kind of jam container and the potion. And he says, this is Kiadam's ointment, and this is a potion of Frost Giant Strength.
What does the jam do?
The ointment has 2 doses in it of a thick mixture that smells like of alloy. The ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature that receives it ceases to be poisoned and is cured of any disease. And the potion of giant strength is a transparent liquid. It has floating in it a sliver of a fingernail from a giant of the appropriate type. In this case, it's a frost giant. The potion of the Frost Giant Strength and the potion of Stone Giant Strength have the same effect. When you drink this potion, your strength score changes for 1 hour.
Ooh.
Can I have the Frost Giant Strength, Scarlet?
What do you need it for?
So in case, I'll hold on to it in case the timer's right that we need to use it.
No.
It doesn't seem
What?
safe for you to have it because you strong arm anyone you can. I'd rather give it to Midnight.
I would not waste our only jar of Frost Strength power juice on a childish thing.
Something tells me you would. I mean, you attacked a man right after we saved him.
I would not give that to a racist.
I'm not racist.
How about this? As a show of good faith, I'll give it to Bartholomew.
Oh,
Midnight nods in agreement.
Sir Bartholomew James the 76th is grateful.
You're very welcome.
You guys are finishing divvying up the magic items. The ship pulls into the harbor, and you see the city of Neverwinter, built mainly from stone. You see some bustling as you're pulling in. Pikareep drops the anchor, and they lower the gangplank. He comes up to you, he's like, alright, pay up.
Midnight pays. What? How much is it?
That'll be 50 gold.
Alright.
The mouse tips his hat and says, thank you. Now get off my boat.
A word, Pikareep.
Bartholomew
Thank
goes
you.
to talk to Pikareep.
I wish to join these fools on their adventure.
Alright, Bartholomew, go on an adventure.
Scarlet,
Thank you, my lord.
do you think I'm really a racist?
I'd say just
Gregorian overhears part of that conversation, and you just hear him yell from the helm of the ship. Yes, I think you are completely racist.
I put on my cloak and exit the ship into Neverwinter.
Scarlet, do I have permission to pick pockets, please?
No, you do not have permission to be a thief.
Okay,
A
why about
racist and a thief.
Why about it was just from
The
the
privilege
bad
of an
people?
elf.
What about, fuck you, you bird-ass motherfucker. What about from bad people? Can I
Death
steal
is what
from
you
them?
choose.
2 wrongs do not make a right, and this is exactly why I did not give you the strength potion.
I feel like one of these days it's gonna turn back on you.
For telling
You
me not
honestly-
to steal from thieves.
No, about the potion. About the giant potion thing.
I'm sure it's fine, and if he does betray us, we'll handle it.
I always want to be here. I heard many stories from this place.
I heard there. Well, from the letter, it seems like this might be a place where dragons roam.
Creep sees you guys having this conversation. He comes up behind you. He's like, "Do you guys know where you're going?
Nope.
It seems we are lost.
You've never been to Phandalin? Well, here, allow me to show you a map. All right, this is the map of Phandalin. We are in Neverwinter, which is right here. You guys are gonna need to take the high road south all the way up until you hit the Triboard Trail. And on the first right on the Triboard Trail is where you will reach Phandalin.
Do you mind if we keep this map, Uncle?
Go for it.
Thank you, sir.
No
Hey,
problem.
can read.
So you guys want to travel? So we're basically traveling on foot, Scarlet?
Unless we can acquire some horses.
Bartholomew does not need a horse.
No, you got wings. Lucky.
Means feel free to fly. You can guide our way.
Oh
As
yeah,
you
and
wish.
and you'll be really great with the bird's eye view. Let's take a look around, see if we can find some horses.
For once, Midnight agrees with his word.
How do you guys want to proceed?
Looking for, I guess, a horse stall where we can rent a horse, I guess.
You guys see pretty clearly that you guys are near the gate that leads to the road that you're gonna need. And by the gate, you see a man selling some horses, or at least he has a group of horses. We don't know if he's selling them, but he has them.
I go over to the man.
Midnight follows. Also, Midnight makes sure that Executioner is nowhere near the two of them talking.
Being by the horse
Very
stall now,
prideful.
I go over to the man.
Good day. How can I help you today?
By chance, are you selling these horses or renting them?
I am currently I am selling them.
How much would it be for 3 of your finest horses?
For 3 horses, that's gonna be finally about 150 gold.
Would you mind if I talked to my friends and came back?
Sure.
I go back over to Midnight and Shadow. Guys, the horses are 150 and I myself only have 86. I say we split it for the horses, unless you want to walk it all the way.
I have 124.
I paid for the tickets here.
Wait, for all three?
I have 14.
Yeah,
Scarlet, for all three?
For all 3, it's 150.
Scarlet, can you ask Midnight or translate if how much gold pieces that he has?
How much gold pieces do you have, Midnight?
translates out that he will give 25 to the cost.
Midnight says he will give 25 to the cost.
You give him 50 and I'll pay for the rest.
Bartholomew wishes to help. Bartholomew gives 10 gold.
Nah, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Better than nothing, that's almost all he had.
Oh, never mind. Here you go. I give back Bartholomew the 10 pieces of gold. I did not know that.
Bartholomew refuses.
No. Here, you take
Bartholomew
it.
refuses.
He wants to help us, just let him help. It's his gold.
Didn't you
Midnight
say?
changed his offer to 50 gold.
I'm giving 50.
I take all the money from everyone and go back over to the horse seller. Is there a way that we could presume a trade? We have the money, but is there something you would like done in exchange for these horses?
Nope, I just need the money.
Very well then. I hand him the money. Yep.
Alright, here's your horses. Here's Charlotte, Bandit, Scooby, and Fritz.
I like Fritz. Midnight goes to Fritz.
Bastard. Okay, I'll take Scooby.
Good, because I was gonna call Bandit.
Bartholomew wishes to go to the general store.
There is a general store within the harbor.
We should not let him go to the store by himself.
Midnight offers to go with him. Alright, let's go to the store.
Alright, so you go to the general store, and you see the clerk behind the counter. Hi, what can I do for you?
Bartholomew would like some apples.
Apples? Yeah, we got plenty of apples.
Okay.
That'll be one gold piece per apple.
3 apples it is.
You spent 3 gold. You have 3 apples.
My character tries to sell some stuff. I try to sell my 10 darts, and also tries to inquire about some 50-foot rope.
He's going through his catalog of items, his manifest, to see what he's got in stock, so he doesn't have to go looking for it. What are you trying to sell me today?
10 darts. I offer him 10 darts. And
10 darts?
hand gestures, asking how much.
Thinking about it, he's examining them, trying to judge to see how much he wants to buy them for. He said, I'll give you 2 gold pieces per dart.
He agrees. And inquires about some rope. Tries to describe rope.
Yes, rope. Let me see. Yep, we got plenty of that.
Inquires about price.
That'll be 15 gold.
He agrees to the trade.
I would like to sell my chest.
Your chest.
Yeah.
Could you explain to me a little bit more about this chest you're speaking of? Because this isn't a brothel.
You
Not
fool.
that kind of chest, you prude.
Oh, sorry.
Is death what you choose to?
And he kind of looks at you. Is like, no, I
Wait,
don't
look,
think
look.
death is in the list for today. Can you elaborate on what you mean by chest?
I mean a carrying chest, like a storage chest.
Yeah.
Excuse
What's
me.
in the chest?
Nothing.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
you're just selling me a box. Who's making 8 gold? That's it.
Midnight tells her not to
Eight gold.
offer the chest.
8 gold for a whole chest, especially one as big as this, is a little short. I think I'll keep it.
Well, there's nothing in the chest. I don't know what to tell you, Sugar.
Do not call me sugar.
Midnight is pissed off how he's talking to her.
I would like a reappraisal.
Guys, come on. You don't look at me like that. I'm just saying. I'm like, there's nothing in the box. The best I could do is maybe 10 gold. Okay? 10 gold for an empty box.
12.
Not satisfied.
You know what? I'll keep my chest, and we are going
No.
to leave. You are rude,
Yeah, no.
rude, horrible.
Whatever you say, lady.
Think about all the
Where
gold
you
you could have stored in that.
I walk out of his shop.
I'd like to steal something on the way out.
Oh,
You
God.
may.
Wait,
Guys,
hold
if
on.
I
Do we all
steal-
approve this?
Doesn't approve.
He kind of looks over. He's like, hey. As he like kind of yelled at you as you were reaching for something, you kind of panicked. So you just grabbed whatever you just grabbed a random book off the shelf, and you guys are now booking it out the door. As you're running, you hear him from inside the shop. Guys, they stole my merchandise.
Fuck.
Nice.
Can
Go.
Bartholomew take the book and return?
Midnight has a really tight grip on it, but Bartholomew is like, no, and he rips it out of her hands, and,
No.
and he walks back and he hands it. And he's like,
There's no need for the gods.
the dude takes the book out of her hand. He's like, get out of my face. And he goes back into the thing. The guards in the area are kind of looking around like, okay, what just happened?
Well, I'm
Nothing
getting
to
on the
see.
horse.
Go
and
back
leaving.
to your post.
The guard doesn't believe you. So the guard starts coming up. He's like, what's going on over here?
A misunderstanding.
I come over.
Oh, thank God.
He looks at you. He's like, whoa, what's going on?
I put my hands up, showing we mean no harm.
He likes that.
The shop owner was kind of a jerk, and my friend wanted to get back at him for the crude way he was talking to me. And she tried to take a book from his shop, but we gave it back.
You know, we don't condone thievery around here.
Yes, we know, but we gave it back. It
Neither
was a
do I.
momentary moment of panic. My friend has lived in the woods for a while, so he's kind of out of touch with how we do things now.
Not an excuse, but I'll let you off with a warning.
Thank you.
Go about your
Apologize. I go over to the horses and get on mine.
I have a -1 in
Yep, I try
Constitution.
to get on my
But I
horse
never give
as
the book back.
well. Midnight apologizes to Scarlet and Bartholomew for causing a problem.
It's alright, but just next time think before you grab. You can't steal.
He agrees. Promise again.
Shadow, what were you talking about? Going to a grave?
Well, I don't know if this is the right town or not, because my father told me that there was a friend of theirs that joined on their adventure to kill the dragon, but he died during the adventure, so his grave is in a town. I'm not sure if this is the right town or not.
Do you even know the man?
Is there
No.
anything we can dig out of the grave?
Grave or
Stealing from
find
the
out.
dead, do you wish to bring a curse upon us? No. If you do not know the man, I see no reason to
Wait.
visit his grave, nor steal from it. As
Well,
that's just
Let's go to the
majorly
grave, guys,
disrespectful.
because
Well,
There could be
this is
something valuable.
there's a statue. There's a statue of him, so I want to see who is this man that my father had high respect for during his journey before that man he knew died.
Fine, I guess I'm
He
not
most
supposed to
definitely
go
will have
to the
something in
grave.
his
Midnight agrees to go see the grave, agreeing with, for once, what Shadow was saying again.
I guess I'm outvoted, so to the grave we go.
We allowed to dig it up.
I mean, I'd rather not, because that is majorly disrespectful. Just leave the dead lie.
But yet you did nothing when Midnight stole the book about God knows what.
Midnight would like to
Stealing from the
to
living
Scarlet.
and stealing from the dead.
reminding her of something.
Exactly. Let's just go to the gravestone and see what's up.
Well, let's see if this is the right area.
I nod
yeah.
to Midnight.
Nods and says that it is alright for her to share the news with others if she sees fit.
I forgot that Midnight had acquired a ring that helps him control the dead. So if something does go wrong, we should be safe.
Do you think we could use that to raise him to give us his weapons?
It has to be used sparingly because it takes a great toll on the body.
I need a map of the area.
Pickereep gave us a map, remember?
No, this is not the place.
Bartholomew has a suggestion.
Well, the grave isn't even here, so Bartholomew,
So,
would you mind scouting ahead for any sort of dungeons or anything? Or anyone that needs help?
As you wish.
As you're flying around, you don't see anything wrong. Everything seems to be very peaceful. You see the hustle and bustle of the busy city as everyone's going in and out of shops. Some people are kind of looking at you like, "What the hell is that?"
what the hell is that?
So a little boy just looks at you, just kind of freaked out, like, "What am I? I don't understand." Because there's not a lot of flying people
It's
around.
a plane. It's a pterodactyl.
So there's some kids that are kind of like looking and pointing, but other than that, you don't see anything out of place or out of the ordinary.
So, if that's the case, then we should probably move on through the town and on to the next.
Alright, so you guys are traveling on foot, and you are heading out into the wilderness. Or, on horseback. Bartholomew is leading the way with his flying, seeing overhead, overlooking for any dangers. As you guys travel through the day, nothing insane happens, and the sun is starting to go down. How do you proceed?
I look at Midnight and Bartholomew. I think that we should set up camp.
Yep, agree. Let's set up camp.
Shall I scout the area for protection?
If you want to, that would be helpful.
As you guys power down for the night and make camp, nothing happens. Well, just say the horses are grazing the grass around the encampment.
Fuck, I bought my apples for
Okay, what do
nothing.
I do?
Fine, I give all 3 of my apples to each of the horses.
Alright, the horse gladly accepts the apple. He gives you another and he kind of like nuzzles you a little bit. Thank you.
Yes. Horse love. Except I lost all my apples now.
As for my meals, I'm just using rations.
Is hunting allowed?
You can go out to hunt. Are you wanting to hunt?
Knight offers to go with him to help hunt.
So as you fly up into the air and survey the area, you see that there is, a large pond next to the trail farther down.
Okay, I'll fly back down and tell the group that we're going to the pond.
I'll stay with the horses and keep watch on them.
Yeah, I'm staying here too, eating my ration.
I guess I'll go to the pond with Bartholomew. Sorry.
Okay, bring Midnight with me. Come, small elf.
I guess the two of them just walk quietly because they're weird like that.
What say you, small elf?
He just makes hands gestures to you.
I see. You are an odd one.
Just kind of walk in silence, like points at the sky and like tries to convey nice day. Trying to be friendly.
As you come up to what you thought was a pond, you learn there's actually a spring.
Ooh.
As you walk up to the springs, you see a little hut, and you see 3 little dragon statues decorate the doorway.
Gestures that I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Kind of agree. Kind of just watches him.
If things go bad, you run back, get others.
Yes, things go bad, I die for you.
No, go back. Go back.
I got your back. Basically nodding in agreement.
Knocks on door.
As you knock on the door opens, and you see little lady.
Why, hello! Welcome to my hot springs. How may I help you today?
Comes to stand beside Bartholomew.
We are in search of
Closer.
fish. Are there fish in your hot springs?
Well, actually, we have some nice fish that help give my customers a very relaxing feeling. They like to nibble at your feet and clean it of any dirt that you may have.
How many people live here?
My character does not understand a word he says other than nibbling at feet.
Because of the more recent ochre attacks, unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of customers in recent times.
Ogre attacks.
Oh
How
my
often?
God.
Not as often as they could be. You know, it's been a little more frequently for whatever reason.
Do they have a camp nearby?
No. I stay here in my hut and wait for customers and try to help them relax. Would you
Seems
like
like
to
a trap.
bathe in my hot spring?
No, thank
Midnight.
you. They bothered you?
I haven't been bothered by them yet. I only hear from my other customers.
Do they drive your
Just had
customers
an
away?
idea.
Well, that is why my business is slow.
What say we get rid of this problem? You give us fish to eat.
I'm sorry, my fish aren't meant to be eaten. They're very tiny fish. It's like a little goldfish. I have lots of those. I don't have like a trout and salmon in my screens.
Most disappointing.
My character gets ready, sensing danger.
You're kind of looking around the trees to see if there's anything amiss, but all is quiet. You just hear the trickle of the hot springs.
Calm yourself.
Midnight's very nervous. He feels like something's off. It's too calm.
Bartholomew is conflicted. I will return to you, old woman.
All right, bring your friends.
How'd you know I had friends?
We have one friend right here.
Midnight starts pulling on Bartholomew's arm, wanting to go back to camp.
You do have friends, don't you?
Conflicted.
Conflicted. Midnight doesn't like wants to go back to camp. He's pulling on the arm. No, shaking his head. No.
Try to carry Midnight.
So you take her by the arms, you try flying away with it with Midnight, and you go on for about, you're able to carry her for about 10 minutes, and behind you can hear the old lady go, Bartholomew was able to take Taylor at least 10 minutes back, or Midnight, sorry. But he had to let go because, you know, obviously carrying another human being is kind of difficult. So you guys are now on foot going on your way back. We're gonna cut
Are we
to...
running? Are we booking it? Are we booking
We're
it?
cutting.
We're booking
We are cutting to Scarlet and Shadow.
I
Just
stand
two.
stretching
Amarok.
and lead the horse to a running stream to get some water. And I look at Shadow.
As you take the horses to the creek to give them water, 3 goblins jump out and attack you. Goblin number 1 is going to attack you with his short bow. So he tries to shoot you and he misses. And it just goes straight into the creek.
So what he does, like, he quickly just pulls out his crossbow, and without aiming, he just shoots the crossbow at the arrow at the goblin.
Dead. Head exploded.
I'm gonna take out both my short swords and go for a head-on attack on the blue-looking goblin.
So you take your 2 scimitars out, and then you go for it, and then you take your right scimitar and slash. Pull off his legs, he falls to the ground, you take the other one and go slash right down, like overhead swing, and you lop off his head and it rolls to the ground. He's dead. To the third goblin, after he sees his 2 buddies go down, he decides to try to book it.
So I pull out my wolf dagger and I throw it at the runaway goblin.
Alright, you throw your dagger, sails over the horses, and but defying all odds, it hits. He's bloody, but he's still going.
I take out my longbow and fire at the retreating goblin.
So Mia, she sees the dagger in his back, and he's trying, he's limping, and so she takes her arrow, she breathes in, she's like,
No mercy.
and as she lets out her breath, lets the arrow fly, and it flies straight through his head, and he crumples to the ground. As the last goblin goes down, both Bartholomew and Midnight come back.
I see you 2 were busy.
Midnight lets him explain what we saw, moving his hands like all crazy, like try to like.
Calm yourself, Midnight. I
He
shall
calms
explain what happened here.
Well, I went to give the horses a drink and we got jumped by 3 goblins.
Why is that one so far away?
He tried to flee, but then Shadow put a knife in his back and I finished him off with a bow shot.
A war crime.
I walk over to the goblin to get my knife back.
Midnight immediately starts trying to lose body.
I must speak with Scarlet. We
Yes.
have much to discuss. We have found a hot spring.
What of the hot spring?
Creepy old woman.
A creepy old woman. You didn't go in, did you?
No, I did want to rip her face off.
Well, if that's how you felt about the woman, then that must mean that she's not quite what she seems. And after just having been jumped by 3 goblins for trying to give the horses water, I think there's more to this place that meets the eye. And it'd be best if we leave as quickly as possible.
What if she is a witch?
You find a pet squirrel,
Ooh.
although it does look like it's in pain.
Oh.
You find a jar of pickled toes.
Ew.
And you get a skull bomb. Pet squirrel, but he's in a little bit of pain.
I tripped myself up.
You are able to determine that the squirrel is suffering from a bad case of mange. You figure out that if you give it a bath, you should be able to help it out a lot.
Alright, I give it a bath.
The squirrel is feeling a lot better.
Midnight is growing extremely fond of the squirrel.
Hey, Midnight. Oh, I'm speaking in Elvish. Midnight. So, where did you and Bartholomew went?
That they found a creepy house. The lady there trying to. It looks like she was trying to coax us into the house.
Do you think she's up to something?
Definitely.
Are we gonna kill her?
I wish to.
I'm not sure. Can I keep the squirrel?
So I walk over to Scarlet, speaking in Elvish. Hey, Scarlet. So what's the game plan?
I do not appreciate secrets.
So what's the game plan? Midnight was telling me I'm assuming Midnight was telling me what Bartholomew was telling you about the whole lady in the spring. So, Scarlet, what's the game plan?
I feel like messing with this witch would not be wise. We almost got taken out by a clan of goblins. And if she knew that the other two had companions, then she must be psychic or have psychic abilities to some.
So, you think the goblins and her are connected?
Maybe they were spying, or maybe she is psychic.
We could do a stealth mission. Try and assassinate her quickly and quietly.
Psychic, she'll see it coming.
So if you think she's psychic and we cannot do an attack on her, I mean, we could bring the horses close by within range in case things go south. We can have a quick getaway.
I'm gonna name him Candy.
If her and the goblins were connected, maybe the goblins were her spies, and that's how she knew of us in the river. I say we could try it, especially since we have one more member.
How exactly would you like to approach it?
I wouldn't say if there were spies, because if they were, they wouldn't have attacked us.
Maybe they thought I'd already seen them.
Well, the plan was to split us up.
No, I don't like Candy. Candy's stupid.
Or the plan was to split us up, maybe. And we have the advantage over height with you being a flyer. So you could attack from the air while we attack from the ground.
Should we do a little recon around the area? I speak in common tongue. Bartholomew. Bar. I'm just gonna call you Bar. Are you okay if I call you Bar?
Pathetic human.
Hey, that is half my genes.
Quiet down, half-breed.
Now look
My
who's
skunk
being
is named
racist.
Holly, guys. My skunk is named Holly.
Bar. You've been to the area. Describe the area the best you can.
It's a hot
See,
spring.
we.
There's
Hot spring.
water.
Okay. Where did you meet this witch at?
She has a hut.
Okay. How big's the hut?
Not very big. She's got 3 dragon statues in the front of it.
Bar.
You can call me James.
James. Okay. So thank you. Sorry for calling you Bar for that many times. So James. Do you think it's even worth your time to do some recon to get a better view around the house, the hut? Because if this turns out to be a witch, I think our best option is to have a quick and quiet assassination.
I have devised the plan.
What is
Okay.
it, Bartholomew?
She has fish that her customers come and suck on their toes. She told me that her customers have stopped coming as much because of orcs. It might have been orcs. I'm not 100% sure.
It might be the fish.
Not important. I offered
Oh,
to
sorry.
take her fish
Still
for
watch me.
food and kill the orcs, but she's said no because she won't let me eat her fish.
And do you trust that she's telling the truth about the orgs? She could be the reason there are no customers.
This is also true, which is why we send Shadow.
Why me? Why not Midnight?
Well, she knows Midnight.
Midnight's already
Shit.
been there.
Fuck.
Midnight
And so
agrees to
have
go.
I.
Midnight agrees to
And
go.
Scarlet is too valuable to lose.
That is true.
If she tries to overwhelm you, you have the strength to fight back.
No, I don't. I don't have the strength to fight back. I mean, I could probably swiftly get out of there.
You have the strength to fight back.
Midnight
Sure,
wouldn't mind
James.
getting his toes sucked.
You were already there. She knows you.
So?
Maybe we can come up with a story that Midnight brought me along here to show me around the whole place.
It's too risky.
No. Both of you go.
Midnight is still
Midnight and I
watching
will hang back. If I hear screaming, I will strike through the roof.
So we're gonna go back to the hot spring.
Wait. Before we go, does anybody have any spare rations? I am starving.
I
Mid-
have
back.
one.
Sorry, Midnight's back.
I'll give you some, or one of mine.
Appreciate it. Grateful. Nom 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 nom. Bartholomew
No,
is
no,
full.
no.
You guys start traveling to the old lady's springs. While you guys are traveling to the springs, Taylor is playing with her skunk. Your skunk kind of looks at you, and he's grateful that you bathed him, but he still doesn't know. It's still a new situation, and he's kind of a little on edge.
I offer him food and water, I guess. Yeah.
So your skunk just munches on all the food, just eats it all, and is super happy, and he's like kind of like nuzzling you a little bit.
Yes, Midnight is very happy.
So as the skunk is crawling into your shirt, you guys walk up to the spring.
Scarlet, tell Midnight that we are staying back until we hear screaming, and then I'm barging through the door.
Midnight has already left to go survey the surrounding area.
I'm already following Scarlet's lead.
I approach the old lady.
Oh, what? Who's there?
The door.
Oh, hello, little lady. How can I help you today?
My friend and I were just traveling, and we happened to come upon your spring. Services do you offer here?
Well, you can come here and you can. It's basically a big bath. I have 3 different baths where you can lie down, get warmed up, let all of your problems drift away, and all of my little goldfish can nibble at your dirty feet and clean you up. It kind of tickles a little bit, actually.
I kind of give Shadow a side look, saying, I'm not sure about this, but I look at the old lady and smile. How much would it be for my friend and I to stay and enjoy your springs for a bit?
Oh, it will be about 2 gold. I'll give you a discount. Business has been slow lately.
Why has business been slow?
Well, all the travelers along the trail have been recently getting attacked by orcs. It doesn't happen too often, but often enough that people don't want to come this way.
Is there something we could do to help you with that?
I mean, there's nothing really you can do unless if you find the orc encampment, kill all the orcs, and then all of my customers can come back.
How many orcs do you say are attacking?
I don't know. I haven't been subject to one of their attacks as of yet.
Can we discuss this? Can we discuss this while the fish are sucking on our feet?
Oh, by all means, of course. Would you like to be in my big spring, the smaller one, or the more skinny, longer one?
What do you think, my lady?
The big spring is fine. And you said 4.
Yes, 2 gold for each of you.
It will be on me.
All right. Well, just go ahead and
pay. I'll pay.
All right. We'll bathe to your heart's content.
And as you guys step into the water, go to your temporary hit points and add an extra 8 HP.
How are the fishies treating you?
Oh, this feels so good.
Yes, I love these fishies. I love the tingling sensations they give me in between my toes.
What kind of fishes are these?
Oh, they're just goldfish. I bought them off of a very big burly man. He said that they do well in the heat, and I thought, I may as well throw them in there. I asked him, are they harmless? He said they were. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll throw them in my spring. Maybe my customers will like that sort of thing. And ever since then, we've gotten lots of positive feedback.
Well, you have a very nice spring here. It's a shame that the orcs are running people off.
Oh, yes. It is such a shame.
I lean over to Shadow and then whisper about bringing the others back in, since nothing seems to be the matter.
Excuse me, miss. Do you speak Elvish?
Oh, I'm sorry, dearie, I don't. I have not met many elves in my lifetime.
Okay, so, with no disrespect, I feel more comfortable talking in my language. So, I'll be talking to my friend here in our language. Is that okay with you?
By all means.
Okay. So I start speaking in Elvish towards Scarlet. Okay. So what's the game plan, my lady?
I'm speaking in Elvish as well. All seems to be harmless here, so I think that it's good that we tell Bartholomew and Midnight that they can come in and give this little old lady some more business, and maybe we could check out what's going on with the orcs to try and help her. But if they're too strong, it doesn't seem like a smart thing to engage them.
Yes. Okay. I'll go get them right now. I speak in the common tongue. Ma'am, I'm gonna be right back real quick. I'm gonna help you out and get some more of my friends in here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, why thank you, dear boy.
No problem. I walk out and I call out, James!
James does not respond.
Speaking
Midnight
Elvish.
comes over hearing the call, just worried that something might be going on.
Are you speaking Elvish? Midnight, everything's okay. She is not what we would expected. She's actually just a nice little old lady. But where's James?
Points in the direction you last seen him.
You have not heard from him?
Agrees that he has not heard from him. Midnight offers to go look for him.
Okay, well, Midnight, you and me are gonna go look for James. I think something
No.
bad might happen. No?
Midnight, go inside, watch Scarlet. I look for other.
Okay. Okay, I go back inside. I'm going with Scarlet in the spring.
Midnight and Holly go and look for James.
I'm talking to the old lady.
Midnight. Over here.
No, well,
Midnight comes to the
unfortunately, I have to run the springs. I mean, because of my shortage of customers, I've had no money to go spend on other pleasantries to add to the spring. Hopefully, when business goes back up, I can hire a couple more people and we can give out massages.
Do you know where the attacks of the orcs been happening?
They've been all along the harbor trail, or the Tribor Trail.
I have a map. Would you mark where that's at?
Oh, yes, of course.
Over here.
You see, it's along this trail over here.
And where are we?
We are currently right here at the intersection of the High Road and the Tribor Trail.
Okay.
I know you can't understand what I'm saying. I know. Midnight, I know you can't understand what I'm saying because for some reason you're stupid, but something seems off. Something seems off.
Midnight agrees.
I speak in Elvish towards Scarlet. So, do you think we should help her?
I'm speaking in Elvish as well.
The old lady sits down next to the spring and she dips her feet in and lets her feet.
I feel like I at least want to give her a few more gold pieces. This lady seems nice and she's not had the best luck.
But do you think we should help her with her orc problem?
I say we scout it out first, and if there's too much to take care of, we leave it and come back with either some reinforcements if we can get them, or we leave it be and tell her to try and find a new spring, because she's right on the path of the orcs.
Alright, Midnight, fuck it, let's go. We're going.
So I feel like so what would be the game plan? Like,
Dude,
just
I'm
travel
sorry.
the road, and hopefully we come across any signs of orcs.
Bartholomew and Midnight head to the door.
Bartholomew knocks on the door. Hey, creepy old fuck!
The lady yells at you from across the spring.
Excuse me, what did you just call me?
Nothing of importance.
Still
I didn't even notice they were over there.
speaking in Elvish. Still, Scarlet. Did he just say that?
I think he did.
And you said and what did you say? I was a hothead.
Midnight seems embarrassed.
You attack people.
You don't kiss your mother with that mouth.
My mother died.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please, bathe in my hot springs. Let it take away your sorrow.
No.
Oh, all right.
It's
Midnight
actually-
wants I do not have the
Go
gold.
to the springs.
I do not have the gold.
Midnight just points at the springs.
Shut up, Midnight.
Okay. Midnight's head gets slapped away.
That's not a nice way to treat your friends.
I do not have the golden wish you seek.
Oh, how unfortunate.
I'll pay for them.
Oh, well, aren't you generous? See here, you can learn a thing or two from this elfish lady.
And keep the change that
I'm going to teach you a thing or two, motherfucker. I said that under my breath.
I'm sorry?
I said that in bird language.
It's nothing.
All it sounded like was caw.
Alrighty then. By all means, please. Let yourself soak and let your stresses float away.
I gave her 2 extra gold.
As you wish.
Oh, so generous of you.
Alright. And as Bartholomew steps into the spring, he also gets an extra 8 HP, and it's temp HP.
Midnight doesn't step into
that's
the water.
that thing,
Doesn't
right?
want to get in the water.
The hot springs are so relaxing, I end up falling asleep.
Midnight wanders around but stays close by.
As you
Hey,
guys are sitting at
don't
the
wanna
hot
be like-
screens, the sun begins to go down and it starts to get dark.
Oh dear, we've lost track of time. Well, feel free to stay here for the night if you wish. I'm sorry I don't have any extra lodging, but you are more than welcome to camp outside.
I guess Midnight's the only one that's staying awake.
Okay, so you're
Bartholomew.
meditating?
Bartholomew wakes me up.
I look around confused.
Can my
I've fallen
character-
asleep. The sun is setting and I must get my rest.
I can watch. Where are we camping for the night?
The lady
my
said
ca-
we can camp here,
My
but I
character's
do
taking
not
the
feel safe.
first watch.
I will be going inside. Good night, everybody.
Since I already slept, I stay awake to keep guard, and I'm anxious with the other two sleeping outside because of.
So,
Birdman, what would you like to do?
Sleep.
Sleep. You sleeping inside or outside?
Bartholomew will sleep outside.
You're all sleeping outside. So she's meditating and keeping watch. Yep. So, alright. As you guys go to bed and Scarlet is keeping watch, nothing happens. It's a peaceful night. You hear the trickling of the springs, some fish leaping up and out of the water. The sun rises and you begin to awaken. And everyone wakes to the sound of the cock. Well, if you want, we can end it right now. This is a good place to stop. We end
no
today's
fighting? Are you
episode.
kidding me?
The sun rising on a new day.
Thank you.